You've spent all your savings on a deposit, done the deal and moved in. I'm here to show you how to make your mark on your house and say, "This is my home," without breaking the bank. "41% of us say we didn't put aside enough cash to furnish our first home. And over a quarter have spent at least £1,000 on furniture we came to regret. I'm in Cumbria to meet new homeowners Jean and Aid to make sure they don't make that mistake. They've just moved into their first house together, a 4-bedroom cottage that used to be a post office. But after years of renting, they're still living a bit like students, so I'm going to show them that small changes can make a huge difference in their new home for not a lot of money. Lovely spot you got here.
Yeah, we're delighted with it.
But you haven't been in very long.
No, it's about
3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Okay.
It was our sort of dream house, really, in some ways, just because the price was right, all that sort of stuff. But then our mortgage fell over at the last minute.
Yeah.
But lots of people do end up in the situation that you're in, having moved into the house, not budgeted enough money to get it the way they want. But don't worry, we're going to make it homely.
Brilliant.
Yay!
Their first room to tackle is the dining room. At 21 foot by 11 foot, it's a decent size, but they're just not using it right. It's currently used for storing junk and as a practice room for Aid's band.
I am a massive cook and love home cooking and dinner parties, and in fact we've had many a discussion why I couldn't stand living in the flat. So
And
as
you've
soon
had
as
to curtail that activity, haven't you, for long enough?
yeah,
Time for me to get suited, booted and down to work. Looking good. There we go. This room is going to be a really fun room to work on, so I've got to channel my inner Kirsty, but I'm quite practiced at it. This is going to be the band room, and that is going to be the dining room. Big space, lots to play with. This terrific fireplace. We're actually going to celebrate the fireplace and make that wall a feature wall, change the light fittings. It's just the basics. It's nothing difficult, it's nothing expensive or complicated. And I'm not trying to do the whole thing at once either. I'm just going to give them a start and a few themes that they can work on in the months ahead. Furniture maker and design genius Jay Blades has some ideas for Jean and Aid's second-hand chair that will give it a stunning new lease of life. What can we do with this?
The form of the chair is beautiful. Just bringing it into the 21st century would need to start off at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we turn it upside down. So they've stapled here.
Yeah.
Undo that, and then you take all of this stuff out and then redo it again. Underneath as well, we would have to redo these because this is what gives you the spring. This is the Pirelli webbing, but as you can see, it's starting to split now.
Yeah.
So we'll have to replace all of that. The cheaper way to do it, completely cheap, is not taking off any of this and then just recovering, just going over what fabric's already on there.
But then you've got something that you can talk about. It's, you know, you made it. It's
and you've learnt a new
sentimental.
skill. If you can do it by yourself,
Yeah.
you've learnt a new skill.
Jean and Aid picked up their old chair from a second-hand shop. But you can use Jay's technique to revamp any old upholstery. Here's how. 1. Carefully measure the size of material you'll be replacing. 2. Cut an identical piece and tightly fold it over the piece it's covering. 3. Making sure your new covering is wrinkle-free, then staple it into place using a heavy-duty upholstery stapler. Then admire your creative craftsmanship. Whilst the work goes on downstairs, I'm heading upstairs to tackle the bathroom. It isn't at all to Jean's taste and is dominated by a large wooden cabinet, which she feels is out of place.
all you can think when you're in the bath is that you're in the kitchen.
Money's tight, so a new bathroom costing thousands of pounds is out of the question. I need Jay's advice as to how a lick of paint can make all the difference. We've got some problems. You can see this was an old kitchen, so I'm hoping that we can do something with some of your clever paintwork.
Yeah. So normally I would use an eggshell paint, like a nice finish paint. You'd have to rub it down with a sandpaper and then you would paint it, so the paint has something to grip onto.
Got it.
With this stuff, which is chalk paint, this you don't need to rub down. Just paint it onto the surface and it just sticks onto it. But you have to seal it afterwards with a soft wax.
Okay.
It should feel quite smooth, but it looks like it's worn.
It looks good. We've only been doing it 5 minutes already. It looks fantastic. I think they're going to love it. And it's not long before the job is done, with the cabinet becoming a real focal point. With a few extra finishing touches, they finally have a bathroom to be proud of. Now to the final conundrum. This house came with an annex building, which unusually is separated by a road. However, the Wi-Fi signal doesn't reach it, which is a big problem for Aid's son, Isaac.
There's no Wi-Fi over here, so for a 16-year-old boy, that's a nightmare.
Unless we just say, right, we just have to have 2 broadband bills, which is quite extravagant when we're trying to save money.
This is actually really easy to fix. Jean and Aid's internet router is in the kitchen and reaches the edge of the annex. They could install a separate internet connection into the annex. However, I have another way that will save them at least £180 a year. A Wi-Fi range extender will pick up the signal from the main house and boost it throughout the annex. So within just a few minutes, they're online. The dining room is complete. It's now somewhere that will both please foodie fan Jean and allow Aid to jam with his band. It's time for them to take a look.
Oh, wow, look. Wow, the chair.
Good, innit?
Oh, the wallpaper. Oh, wow. How awesome is the chair? That is my most favourite thing in here. I just love the material. And I actually love the fact that the chair, it kind of complements the wallpaper.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it just sets us off to a good start to get to use this room, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely inspired us to go on.
I've added a few other finishing touches as well.
New home.
Hope you grow to love your new home. It's all yours and you deserve it. Lots of love, Phil. Sweet. What a nice bloke.
Cheers, Phil.
I'm really pleased with how Jean and Aid have reacted to everything, and I hope there are 3 things that we've all learned today. Firstly, only fools rush in. Take your time, do it slowly, and get it right. Secondly, boring can be beautiful. To these guys, the internet was really important. It might not be very exciting, but it counts. The practical things matter. And thirdly, it's your first house. It's yours. It's your choices, your taste, and your home.